Here is a sample of what your stick should look like when you're done with the bandsaw. It should not look like this, where it's skinnier on one side, fatter on the other. You cut at the wrong speed and you're going to have to start all over. Go slow so it looks more like this than like this. Good. Bad. There should be an arrow. There's not an arrow, you see me. That's after the jigsaw. You cut with the arrow against the fence. You want to go slow. One hand on each side. Put your hand as far as you can away from the blade. And go slow. If you're cutting through a knot, it will cut through a knot, but it's a little harder, so go extra slow if you're cutting through a knot. When you're done cutting that piece, put it over here. This piece is a little taller, so you want to now, don't change how you cut it, move that against the fence and cut. This is too small to hold, so put both hands over here and go slow. Don't touch that piece. The blade is still moving, so you're going to leave this piece here until it stops moving. Another way to see if you did this correctly, these should be exactly the same height. So if you put this on the table, these should be perfectly even. One should not be taller or smaller than the other.
And stop.
If you use the left pattern on both pieces, they're not going to match up when we put this together. So I'm going to set this in front of you left and right. Depending on if you want knots, you can sometimes make it so the pattern will cut off the knot. For mine, it doesn't look like I'm going to be stuck with all the knots unless I want to cut that off. I like the knot, so I'm going to cut it.
You didn't make a line.
Make that the right side, so I'm not going to cut the knots. Just make sure I use the left one on the other one. Make sure that all the sides are even. Don't just trace it. Trace it so the top is even and the sides and the bottom. And trace. Then this is going to be cut off, so this is the top. And you put them together. So this is going to be the bottom. This is where I want to stamp my name. So don't stamp it at the top, stamp it at the bottom. That's the side opposite of where that is. You want to stamp the side of your rabbits. What the bottom is and what the top is. The top is where that curve is. So you want to stamp your name somewhere down here. So look and see where that is. You're going to stamp your name in this area. If you have knots, try not to stamp over knots. Figure out the bottom. Since you have to do your first and last name on each piece, do each letter twice. Once here, once here. Don't stamp here at the top, stamp somewhere near the bottom. Try to only hit the hammer once. Once. Once.